Before we get to your calls, though, we're going to take a look at a small cap operating in China. With more than 250 million people in schools across that country, China is the largest educational system in the world. CIBT Education Group estimates a 300% potential for growth in post-secondary education. Toby Chu, President and CEO of CIBT Education Group, joins us now to talk about the Asian giant's expanding market. He joins us from Vancouver this morning. Good morning, Toby.
Good morning.
So tell us a bit more about your business model. I understand that you link up with a lot of North American, for example, educational institutes and take their programs to China?
That's right. Yeah, we own actually a community college and a degree college in Canada called Shaw Community College and Shaw Degree College. We deliver degree granting programs up to the bachelor degree level, as well as career-oriented vocational training programs. And we also partner with reputable internationally recognized universities and colleges and deliver some of their programs into China.
Now, I understand when you are delivering these programs in China, you're focusing more on the mid-tier cities within that country. Why is that?
Mainly because most of the foreign education players are entering into the market and they often just focus on Beijing, Shanghai, or maybe even Guangzhou. But in the country of 666 cities, many of these cities, even though we call it small in China, would consist of between 1 to 10 million people. And those would be considered Tier 2 and Tier 3 city. As compared to Beijing and Shanghai, there is about 15 to 20 million people. And most of the competition would compete in those major cities. We find a big niche in those smaller cities.
You offer a range of programs, everything from an MBA to very specific programs. In fact, I understand that you're expanding quite a bit into gaming management. Tell me what you're doing there. And this is where you have partnered with a U.S. partner?
That's right, yeah. In terms of the gaming management, we have a partnership with Tulane University of New Orleans. We focus on a niche market instead of just a typical, everybody has a Me Too program. For example, the gaming management program focuses on training casino and resort management personnel. And as most people may be aware, the city of Macau, which is next to the country of China, has become the largest gaming city in the world, bigger than that of Las Vegas. With that type of growth, 180,000 labor force in Macau, servicing 18 million visitors per year. There's a lot of room for growth, and there's a lot of labor shortage in the city of Macau. So we focus on that particular area for the Guangdong region to teach casino gaming management personnel to help manage those casinos. And then, of course, we have vocational training like auto mechanics with MBA degrees, providing most of our graduates to multinationals operating in China. So we have a wide variety of programs available for our students.
I understand, as well as bringing new programs in, you're heading into new countries. South Korea is now a target of yours. I would have thought that would be even more competitive there. What's the opportunity you see in South Korea?
Actually, in South Korea, there are several special economic zones. One of them is called Gwangyang Bay at the southern tip of South Korea. It's a brand new area, has about 2 million people. We see a huge opportunity to creating a pan-Asia business circle, whereby Chinese students can study in South Korea and Korean students can also study and work in China. It's a huge cultural exchange opportunity, as well as casino gaming, resort management, convention management, hotel management are all hot in South Korea. Also 3D animation, film arts, those are the type of program we plan to deliver in South Korea.
Of course, your investors want to know about the stock price, which has taken a bit of a beating lately. It's, what, down 26% year to date. What's the reason for the pressure on the stock, do you think?
I think mainly because the overall market condition. Consider that we have over 500% increase in the last 3 years. 20-somewhat% decline is a lot lower than most of the resources stock. The overall market condition has been slow. We feel that we are actually holding up very well as compared to other stocks.
Is part of the problem that this is the kind of area that Canadian investors are just not used to taking a look at? They know how to assess a mining stock, for example.
Well, it's true, too. In Canada, there isn't much of a for-profit education sector. But in the United States, there's a sizable for-profit education sector. In fact, in the U.S. today, over 50% of the U.S. students are enrolled in the post-secondary private education. And in fact, the index for the private for-profit education in the United States has nearly 300 to 400% growth in the last few years, as well as being one of the best performer on the S&P 500 in the last few years.
Interesting. Well, we'll see if that enthusiasm makes it north. Good to hear your story today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Our guest today was Toby Chu. He is President and CEO of CIBT Education Group. He joined us from Vancouver.